Gem TV.
Welcome to Quarter 1, Module 2, Writing Bibliography. Here are our learning objectives. 1. Define key concepts of bibliography. 2. Identify the bibliographic parts of a printed or online source. 3. Give importance of citing sources. And 4. Use various conventions in citing sources. My question is, what reliable source of information about a certain topic you often use? Do you search on the internet? Or do you still find appropriate books? Look at the sample of the cover page. Proud Pinay is the title. Inspirational Stories of Filipino Women is the subtitle. Belinda Perez and Natalia Abuso are the authors. Perlas Publishing is the name of publisher. Cebu City, Philippines is the place published. Here is the sample format of its bibliography. First, the author or authors, funneling first before their first name. Next is the title, which must be italicized. Shall use colon before the subtitle and a period. Place published will be the next one, separated with a colon. Next would be the name of publisher, followed by a comma, and ends with the year published. Is there a need to cite or list the sources? Why? First, of course, it gives credits to the authors. Second, it shows the writer's credibility. Third, it prevents plagiarism. It's an act of stealing someone else's ideas and presenting them as your own. So what is bibliography? A bibliography is taken from the Greek word biblion, which means book, and graphia, which means to write. A bibliography contains an alphabetical list of sources like books, periodicals, websites, which are used by the writers or researchers. There are 3 different citation styles and formats. First is the APA style, or the American Psychological Association style. It is used in social and behavioral sciences. Here is the sample format. Next is the MLA style, or the Modern Language Association style. It is used for writing papers on literature and related subjects like theater or film. Here is the sample format. The third one is the CMOS style, or the Chicago Manual of Style, which is often used in many academic fields, especially in the humanities and social sciences. Here is the sample format. Lastly, we will be focusing on the CMOS Style. There are two types or formats of sources of information, for print sources and online sources. Print sources are sources that have been published in printed format, such as books and periodicals. Books are the most common and reliable sources of information. Below is the sample format of writing a book bibliography. Author's last name and first name and then period, italicized title of the book, colon, italicized subtitle, period, place of publication, colon, name of publisher, period, and year of publication. Take note, for every second line, it should have a hanging indentation. Now, how to write a book bibliography with one author following the contents or parts of the cover page. We have the title of the book for language and literature, the subtitle, grade 8 learner's textbook. The authors are Lourdes M. Cruz, Armando L.D., Jose G. Perez, and Nancy M. Rubio. Name of publisher is Cruz Publishing House Incorporated, Quezon City, Philippines. Here is a sample of book bibliography with one author. Cruz, Lourdes, period. Language and literature italicized, colon, grade 8 learner's textbook, italicized, period, Quezon City, colon, Cruz Publishing House Incorporated, and the year published, 2015, period. Next is a book bibliography with 2 to 10 authors. Since the cover page has only 4 authors, we will now include them in the bibliography. First, Cruz Lourdes, followed by Armando L.D. Next is Jose G. Perez and Nancy Rubio. Following the format, it's family name first before their first name. Period, italicized title, language and literature, colon, italicized subtitle, grade 8 learner's textbook, period, Quezon City as the place of published, and the publisher is Cruz Publishing House Incorporated, ends with the year published, 2015, period. We're now going to include the chapter in a book bibliography. Get the first author's family name and first name. We have Cruz Lourdes, period, italicized. Chapter of the book, Southeast Asian Literature, period, italicized title of the book and subtitle of the book, Language and Literature, grade 8 learner's textbook, comma, pages of the chapter from 30 to 47, period, Quezon City, colon, Cruz Publishing House Incorporated, and year published, 2015, period. There are 2 things that we need to consider. First, 2 or more authors should be listed in order as they appear as authors, and not necessarily alphabetically. For sources with more than 10 authors, include only the first 7 in the bibliography, followed by et al., period, or a Latin phrase which means and others. The second printed format under print sources is periodicals. These are magazines, scholarly journals, newspapers, and newsletters published at regular intervals. Publication dates are essential when citing periodical sources. Under periodicals, we have journal, It is a scholarly published periodical containing articles written by researchers, professors, and other experts. This is the sample format of writing a journal bibliography. The author's last name and first name, period, quoted the title of article, period, italicized journal title, comma, and issue information. Here are the parts of a journal article. We have the journal title, Journal of Studies in Philippine Education. The issue information includes volume number, volume 10, issue number, number 2, publication year, 2019. Title of article, Distance Learning Amidst COVID-19. The author, Juan E. Martinez. The page range from 23 to 35. How it should be written. First, we have the author, family name first, before, the first name, Martinez, Juana, period, quoted, Distance Learning Amidst COVID-19 as title of the article, Journal of Studies in Philippine Education as the journal title, which is supposed to be italicized, followed the volume number 10, comma, issue number, number 2, and the publication year 2019. You have to put parentheses, colon, and the page range from 23 to 35, period. Another type of periodical is magazine. Magazine is a periodical publication that contains stories, essays, pictures, and the like, usually published every week or month. Here's a sample format of writing a magazine bibliography. Author's last name and first name, period, a quoted title of the article, period, italicized magazine title, comma, and the issue date, period. Here is the sample picture of a magazine. Young Mind Creatives, the magazine title. June 2020 is the issue date. Finding New Hobbies in Time of Quarantine is the title of the article. And Thea Alisbo is the author. How it should be written. First, the author, Alisbo, Thea, period. Quoted, Finding New Hobbies in Time of Quarantine as the title of the article, period. Young Mind Creatives italicized as magazine title, comma, and the issue date, June 2020, period. Next type of periodical is newspaper. A newspaper is a periodical that is printed and distributed usually daily or weekly, containing news, opinions, pictures, and advertisements. This is the sample format of writing a newspaper bibliography. Author's last name and first name, period, quoted title of the article, period, italicized newspaper name, period, the month, day, comma, and the year, period. This is the sample picture of the newspaper and its parts. Karagasinag Press is the newspaper title. Filipino Student Bags Trophy in International Quiz Bee is the title of the article or the headline. Lea Paran is the author. The publication date is on July 17, 2018. How it should be written. First, we have the author, Paran Leonardo, period, quoted Filipino Student Bags Trophy International Quiz Bee as the headline or title of the article, period. Karagasinag Press italicized as the newspaper title, comma. The publication date is on July 17, 2018, period. Let us now move to Online sources. Online sources refer to any materials or information taken from the internet. Other terms for online sources are electronic sources, web sources, and internet sources. This is the sample format of writing a website bibliography. The author's last name and first name, period, quoted the page title, period, italicized website title, comma, published date or access date, period, and the URL, period. These are the parts of an online source. We have the title or the owner of the site, the title of the page, the URL, the publication date, and of course the author. This is how it should be written. First, the author's last name and first name are Julio Ramon Jr. Solid Faith quoted as the title of the page, period, italicized Department of Education, Caraga Region as the website title, comma, the publication date, June 2, 2020, period, and the URL. Another type of an online source is ebooks. Ebooks are books that are read on a computer or electronic devices. They are cited exactly as a printed book, with the addition of a format at the end of the citation. Kindle, PDF, EPUB, etc. If books are referred online, include the URL at the end of the citation. This is the sample format of writing an ebook bibliography. Author's last name and first name, period, italicized title of the book, period, place of publication, colon, name of publisher, period, year of publication, period, and the format or the URL. And this is how an ebook bibliography looks like. The authors, Solis Anime, De La Cruz Christopher, and Dizon Jane, period, italicized title of the book, How to Improve Your Reading Skills, period, the place published, Manila, colon, the name of publisher, Teams Publishing Company, comma, the year of publication, 2018, period, and the format, EPUB, period. Next type of an online source is online journals. These are read from digital libraries or online databases. This is the sample format of writing an online journal bibliography. The author's surname, first name, period, quoted article title, period, italicized journal title, followed by a volume number, comma, number issue, and using the parentheses would be the year, colon, page range of article, period, the URL of journal article web page, or name database, period. Please study the different parts of an online journal: the URL, volume number, issue number, page range, publication date, the authors, journal title, and the title of the article. And this is how an online journal bibliography looks like. Next type of online sources is online magazine and online newspaper. These are the online versions of magazines and newspaper. Both sources have the same format in writing a bibliography entry. This is the sample format of writing an online magazine and newspaper bibliography. The author's last name, first name, period, quoted article title, period, italicized newspaper or magazine title, comma, the date, month, day, and year, period, and the URL. Familiarize yourselves with the different parts of an online magazine. We have the magazine title, the author, title of the article, date published, and the URL. And this is how an online magazine bibliography looks like. Lastly, the parts of an online newspaper. The newspaper title, headline or title of the article, author, publication date, and URL. And this is how an online newspaper bibliography looks like. Please do remember the importance of bibliography. Gives credit to the authors. It provides you and the reader with more information about the sources. It shows the writer's credibility, referring to whether his or her sources are reliable. And it prevents plagiarism. It's an act of stealing someone else's ideas and presenting them as your own. Are you now ready for the set of activities? If that's so, good luck!